25 drivers, 16 nationalities, 3 champions, 1 world champion. Road to Indy TV.
So ladies and gentlemen, about set to go here. We have joining me here to give the command to fire up these engines, one of our guests from Allied Building Products, Alex Urchenko, is going to fire things up again. 17 drivers getting set to go, ladies and gentlemen, and let's hear the command.
On behalf of everyone at Allied Building Products, drivers, start your engines!
That's what I'm talking about. Engines coming to life down here on pit lane. Michael Young, it's about time to go USF 2000 racing.
Race number 1 here on race day. The Honda Indy Toronto. Engines fired. USF 2000 series machines. The first rung of this Road to Indy program. Winner Darren Keene yesterday will lead the field down the front straightaway. They will get the green flag first time by. Our honorary flagger, guest of Allied Building Products. There you see the pole sitter. Yesterday's winner trying to sweep the weekend is Darren Keene. The field starting to make its way out of pit lane and down the front straightaway. The Road to Indy pace car has made its way onto the front straightaway. A field of 17 drivers. Darren Keene will lead them down. The podium yesterday, Darren Keene, Christian Rasmussen, Hunter McElray. McElray back in that 11th position, had issues in qualifying in this race number 2 yesterday. Will start back in the field. It will be very interesting to see Hunter McElray make his way through this field. The field now makes their way through turn number 2 down the back straightaway. They will begin their formation in turn number 8. 9 rows of 2. And Darren Keene trying to sweep the weekend in this first rung of this Road to Indy program, the Cooper Tires USF 2000 Championship. And we're joined in the public address booth by the voice of this USF 2000 series. As a matter of fact, the entire Road to Indy, Rob Howden. And Rob, quite a race yesterday and a big win for Darren Keene.
It was a huge one. Here's a young driver in his 3rd year in the program, really only his first full year. He didn't run a full year back in 17, missed a couple of races last year as well. But running here with Cape Motorsports, a lot of pressure he put on himself. I think Darren Keene needed that first win. And even when I spoke to him after the race, he had said once he got that lead and the laps were winding down, he started getting nervous. Made a couple little minor errors, but he said once he got his head back in the right place, able to put the laps down that he needed to do.
And even at the very end of the race, he said, I was hoping to caution. I hope we didn't go back to green. I just wanted the race to be over so he could get that win under his belt.
Indeed.
But something that you always say, wins breed wins.
Yes.
So with this pole position, we'll see how he gets away today. But hopefully a good start as we get set for our first race of race day. It's the USF 2000 Championship. Cooper Tires presents it. There they are. The formation to start. The pace car has already pulled away. The field will work their way now through that left-hander. That's turn number 9. And then the right-hander will be turn number 10. A very tough corner off camber there. Field makes their way through turn number 10. Good alignment. They'll now sweep through turn number 11 and make their way onto the front straightaway. We're about to begin the second race for this USF 2000 Championship of the weekend. Darren Keene will bring them down.
Keene on the inside, Rasmussen on the outside, Eves and Kaminsky on road number 2. Nice slow start. Punch off for Keene. We're at it. Green, green, green. Racing down into turn number 1 as they work their way through here. They'll come down into turn 1. Rasmussen has a look to the inside. Keene trying to be smart. Rasmussen up over top of the curbing on the inside of the racetrack. They're side by side coming out of turn number 2. I think Rasmussen may have been able to hold the spot. He got the draft going down into turn number 1. Rasmussen, I believe, now into the lead. They'll work their way down the back straightaway. Christian Rasmussen in the J. Howard driver development entry has worked his way to P1. They'll come down into, here they are, the first run down to turn number 3. Keene down to the inside. Good challenge as well, I believe, from Colin Kaminsky. So they're all settling in. Good opening lap thus far. Drivers working their way through the Cooper Tire turn number 5. Got to be smart here early. Darren Keene with that victory yesterday. He's going to try to settle in. Looks like he potentially has fallen back a spot. We'll give you a full rundown when they come through. Keene back to 3rd. Good start there as well. I think that was Christian Bogle in the 7. He worked his way all the way up, I think, into 4th or 5th. What a start for Bogle. Indeed, 4th spot for Bogle. Barrichello runs in the 5th position. So Cameron Shields, tough wreck yesterday, started 5th today. He's fallen back to about 7th. We'll give you the update when they come around. Onto the front straightaway once again. Indeed, the leader is Christian Rasmussen. Colin Kaminsky has gone to second to number 23. In the 3rd spot is Darren Keene. He'll settle into 3rd. Christian Bogle, a good jump to 4th. Barrichello 5th. Braden Eves in 6th spot. He's your point leader. Won 5 races so far this year. Eves in 6th. Cameron Shields in 7th. Matt Round-Garrido 8th. Hunter McElroy started 11th. He's already in 9th. And Manuel Suleiman rounding out the early top 10.
I thought Darren Keene did a good job on the start, but Rasmussen got right underneath that rear wing and just got to that inside, and that shuffled Darren back.
The pole position you want it is an extra bonus point, but it's not even really the best place to start here because you get such a run down the straightaway. Once they do punch off, it's a long run down to turn number 1. The draft comes into play. People start making a move on you. You want to make sure you get through cleanly. And I'll tell you, Christian Rasmussen made a really aggressive move to the inside. I'm going to give props to Darren Keene because he could have forced the issue. That would have been contact. Instead, he tried to run the outside line. Didn't get a good enough run out of the corner. So, yes, he loses a position, but he's safe in P3 and can now go to work.
Eyes on Hunter McElroy. Hunter McElroy running in the 9th position. Moved up a couple of spots. Started 11th. He is on the charge.
I think Darren Keene's getting ready to go to work on Colin Kaminsky as well. Let's watch for a pass down in turn number 3. They'll work their way into turn number 1 here. Look at Keene right up there on the gearbox. Good battle as well. Braden Eves trying to get by Christian Bogle. Eves was able to get by Matt Round-Garrido, I believe. Shields falling down to the 9th position. Hunter McElroy now up into 8th. But here comes that run down the straightaway. There goes Darren Keene around the outside. Or is that Eves? I think that's Eves trying to get by Bogle.
Oh.
Indeed, there's that side-by-side battle. Keene to the top of the hill. Oh, he had to give it up. They came out at turn number 3. Keene was trying the outside on Colin Kaminsky. You've got to really get that done to be able to own the next corner, which is more of the left-hand turn number 4, Michael.
And I think Colin Kaminsky actually forced the issue a little bit. Smart move by Keene because he could have kept that nose there, but
exactly.
He allowed Kaminsky to have that position back.
And if you're actually all the way around, even if you're halfway around, you're going to be able to own turn number 4. He's got to back out, but instead he had to come back across. So good call again for Darren Keene, showing a lot of poise and patience now, which is key. He's definitely in the championship chase. They've just got to finish in front of Braden Eves to try to chip away at the points. Eves now putting all the pressure on Christian Bogle. Throw the 27 to Matt Round-Garrido in the BN Racing entry in there as well. Good fight for 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Braden Eves, nice move down into turn number 1.
Yeah, Braden Eves gets the job done in turn number 1, tucks the Cape Motorsports machine to the bottom, and the point leader now works his way into 4th position. Still a good run for Christian Bogle. Bogle started back in the 10th position, now runs P5. So we've seen a couple of passes here in turn 1 and a couple of passes down in turn number 3 as well, as expected here in Toronto. Great to get things underway. First of 3 Road to Indy TV events. If you're watching on your mobile device, we say hello to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Say hello to everyone who's worked their way into the racetrack here this morning as well. So let's see if Darren Keene can dial things back in again. Yesterday's winner into P3, made a pretty aggressive move to try to get around the outside of Colin Kaminsky. Didn't quite work. I think he's probably settling back in a second here to let the car come to him because, again, the car's not as good as the start as it's going to be at the end. You set that car up to come in at the end of the race. You want to have the right tire pressure so that you're good in the final couple of laps. This is a long race here as well. 25 lapper. Working lap number 5 right now. Christian Rasmussen, who led early yesterday, only to get passed by Darren Keene, taking his chance up front.
Been watching Hunter McElroy now in the 7th position, slowly working his way all over that rear wing of Christian Bogle. I wouldn't doubt if Hunter McElroy will get another spot here next time they're coming around.
Well, you got to get up for McElroy for Pabst Racing. Again, he won that Mazda $200,000 scholarship last year. All the top champions from open wheel formulas, the F1600 formulas, and other formulas, junior formulas around the country, those champions all getting invited to come to a shootout last year in Arizona. It was an unbelievably talented field, those drivers out at the Bondurant School in Arizona. And again, only one driver can come away with that $200,000 scholarship. It ended up being McElroy, very talented driver from New Zealand, already a winner this year as well, winning at Road America.
Really noticing the driver struggling in turn number 5.
I saw that.
It was a trouble spot yesterday. Oh, too wide through turn number 8. That's for position.
I think that was Barrichello and Suleiman.
It was.
Manuel Suleiman in the number 12, able to slip by. So good run there for Suleiman. Darren Keane not having a great run. Cameron Shields not having a great run here now. He's fallen back to 11th, started 5th, but a big shunt yesterday for Cameron Shields. Probably kind of taking a deep breath here now.
Miller Vinatieri teammates going at it down in turn number 1.
Yeah, indeed they are. That's the two drivers with that brand new team, Miller Vinatieri Motorsports. They have that red coloration, the livery on those cars. They're running together on the racetrack at this point. I think that's 11th and 12th. Barrichello started up front, but not able to maintain the pace as the drivers worked their way out of turn number 3 through 4. This is turn number 5, the very quick turn 6. And again, Braden Eves just turned fast lap of the race, a 1:12.3, half a second quicker than the leader. He has cut the gap down between he and his teammate Eves to less than a second and a half. So Braden Eves, your point leader, starting to make some moves here early. Big push to try to get another victory, but for Braden Eves, he can manage it. He came in with such a solid lead in the points. No need to go crazy, no need to make any mistakes. Top 5s get the job done. Rasmussen still leads. See what the gap is over Kaminsky this time by 2.7 seconds. Colin Kaminsky and Darren Keane. I think Keane is getting held up by Kaminsky now. He's going to have to make the move here soon.
I was just going to say that. I think Kaminsky's holding up Keane, and that's allowing Eves now to close in on that battle for second.
Indeed, and a great fight as well still here between the driver of that number 7, Christian Bogle. He's fighting it out now with Jack Crawford. Bogle's fallen back to 9th. Crawford, who had a massive shunt on the opening lap of practice on Friday morning, back at it here, currently P10. Got a yellow flag being shown here on the straightaway. I'm not sure if it's full course yellow, but a yellow flag coming out down the straightaway.
Odd place for maybe some debris back there.
Potentially. Drivers still clean and green through turns number 3, up through 4. Over to turn number 5. Again, Rasmussen, Kaminsky, and Keane, top 3. They're getting chased down here by Eves, although Hunter McElroy, who started 11th, now up to 6th, just turned fast lap of the race. Christian Rasmussen looking to become yet another new winner here in USF 2000. Darren Keane got to get on his giddy up to get by Kaminsky because his teammate Braden Eves is coming. Driver spinning, we have contact. Some driver having a trouble down in turn number 3. He's got that car and actually reversed, trying to get out of the way here right now. So a driver off over in turn number 3. That's the 41. That's Eduardo Barrichello. We're going to give you a look at the replay here. Here's the drivers coming into turn number 3. Barrichello. Car looping around on him here. You can see that car starting to rotate through the corner. Not exactly sure how he was that far down the racetrack, going in the opposite direction down to turn. I'm assuming he was probably trying to get back around to get rolling again. I'm not sure why. He's gonna try to jump on the throttle to get the spin around, and it doesn't work for him. He ends up going straight. So Eduardo Barrichello on the 41 was trying to get the thing looped around. Not enough horsepower here to unleash the grip of those Cooper tires. So he's essentially caught down turn number 3. So difficulties there for Barrichello. Spun around, rotating the car in turn number 3, and you saw the kind of adventure afterwards as he tried to get himself righted. Back on the racetrack. And to the leaders, Christian Rasmussen, P1, but we do have now a full course yellow. I believe it took so long for Eduardo to get around, they've elected to go to a full course yellow. So we'll bring the field back in order. 8 laps into this 25-lap contest. The yellow flag flies for USF 2000, the opening race of 3 Road to Indy events here in Toronto. Beautiful Sunday. Christian Rasmussen sees a 2.5 second lead disappear. Colin Kaminsky, P2. Darren Keane in 3rd. Braden Eves getting back into the fight. Matt Rangarito in 5th. This most definitely benefiting Hunter McElroy in the number 22, as he has been turning very impressive lap time. Started in the 11th position, has worked his way up now into 6th spot. So Hunter McElroy getting another shot at potentially getting back to the podium. Zach Holden in 7th, Manuel Suleiman 8th in the number 12, Jack Crawford up to 9th in the 52, and Christian Bogle 10th in the number 7. Man, can't say enough about Jack Crawford right now. Opening lap of our first on-track session on Friday, he was involved in an incident, another driver getting into the wall coming out of turn number 11 on the opening lap. Crawford, hard contact with the wall and that driver, injured his right foot a little bit. So the team worked their tail off all day Friday to get that car ready for qualifying in the afternoon. They were only able to get out for one lap, kind of a sighting lap, to make sure the car was straight, make sure everything was working good at the very end of the session. So here's a driver, 14 years of age, Jack Crawford, has never been here to Toronto, misses the opening session, misses the entire qualifying session for race 1. The only sessions he had has been qualifying 2 in race number 1. Only his 3rd time on the racetrack, and Crawford, who started near the tail of the field, able to work his way closely and up now into the 9th position. Really impressive run here for Crawford. P9 with a shot at more. Pace car ducks on off. We're going to go racing. Christian Bogle on the throttle quickly coming out of turn number 8. We're already at it here. Christian Rasmussen. Both Christians running for Jay Howard Driver Development, so a little error here and there. Christian Rasmussen leading. Everybody stacking back up. Here we go. So again, Eduardo Barrichello ends up looping around in turn number 3, not able to get the car righted by getting throttle on power to spin it around. He was kind of stuck right in the middle of 3. They pull the full course yellow out, and we are back to green flag racing. Rasmussen, good jump early. Kaminsky trying to reel up on him. Keane gets a pretty good jump on Braden Eves. Enough of a gap there as well. Eves running in the 4th spot. That's your point leader. 5 wins this year. 4 different winners this year? Yeah, 4 different winners so far this year. Obviously, Eves, we talked about him. Hunter McElroy, Cameron Shields, and now Darren Keane. Will we see a 5th different winner here in 2019?
Interested to see if Braden Eves is able to get around teammate Darren Keane. But Keane doing a great job and just hanging right there. Oh, nice little move back. Hunter McElroy trying to get around Matt Round-Garrido.
That's coming because he's the fastest driver on the racetrack right now. I don't think Matt's going to be able to hold off Hunter McElroy. He was turning very quick laps. Got a second shot at it here, stacking the field back up for this yellow out of turn number 11. Rasmussen, Kaminsky, Keane. Good fights further back there as well. Zach Holden and Will Suleiman. Here comes Darren Keane. There's a attempted pass on the outside. McElroy, Matt Round-Garrido holding up McElroy, Holden, and Suleiman. Now watch for a pass coming down into turn number 3, but I believe a potential overtake here for Darren Keane as well. Positioned himself nicely on the gearbox. Will work their way down into 3. Not even to the halfway point of this one yet, Michael, but drivers settling in.
Looks like Hunter McElroy will get that position.
They were 2 by 2 coming through, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt Round-Garrido holding off Holden. But indeed, Hunter McElroy through for P5.
I think Hunter had a great run out of 2. He got down on the inside, wasn't even going to even attempt anything else, and following him down into 3, that he made that pass early. Nice pass by Hunter McElroy. That'll move him up to the 5th position.
Jack Crawford running through the camera there, able to get by Manuel Suleiman. So count Jack Crawford now up into the 8th spot. A tremendous run here for Crawford.
Considering how this weekend started, great run for Jack.
Indeed. 2 Cape Motorsports cars on top of each other now. Darren Keane has got to make the move to get by Colin Kaminsky. Braden Eves starting to turn things up a bit here. Hunter McElroy to P5. Oh, the driver almost off. That's Zach Holden. Holden potentially, I wonder if he's in the wall down there in turn number 1. Holden getting it all crossed up, trying to make a move to the bottom of the racetrack. Zach Holden in the Legacy Autosport number 14 crossed it up coming through turn number 1. He tried to make a move down to the inside of Matt Round-Garrido, and indeed off in turn number 1. I think it was that one split second, Michael. We've talked about this before. When you're all deep and all crossed up into a corner, do you try to make it, or do you take the runoff? Because you can run straight off turn number 1 and go on the access road all the way around the outside and come back out in turn 2. I don't think it happened. I have a feeling. Can't see it yet on our monitors, but I think Zach Holden potentially in the tires on the exit of turn 1.
He came in and you saw that car was just out of control, probably in the tires. Also keeping an eye on Jack Miller down in turn number 5. Potential issue for Jack Miller in turn 5.
So we got our way almost to the halfway point, 11 laps down, still 14 to go in this 25-lap contest for the drivers in the Cooper Tires USF 2000 Championship. Christian Rasmussen doing a good job defending that first one. We'll try to get a replay for you. Here they are coming through. This is the replay of turn number 1. Hunter McElroy rolling through. You can see to the inside, that is Zach Holden in the Legacy Autosports number 14, already crossed up under the brakes. Not able to get it turned. Then he thinks about trying to make it again and just keeps correcting. And I'm sure he just knows that straight into the tire barrier on the exit of the corner. Another shot at it potentially there. Yeah, there he goes.
Yep.
Just off into the tire barrier. It's actually not a hard hit whatsoever, but it's just that split decision where you think, because you can see he's coming in the brakes. The car's already starting to rotate on him clockwise because he's trying to get the thing turned. And then he straightens the wheel back out and tries it again, and just not quite enough.
Well, he was coming in so hot, and then when he hit those brakes in the back end, he just got himself out of control. And like you said, split decision, and that's not something you practice. Coming in out of control and then still trying to make the corner after he had when he hit the brakes and the car snapped on him.
These Cooper tires are fantastic, but there's only 100% traction. And if you're going to split that traction between braking and turning, you only get 100%. If you're 100% on the brakes, you're 0% in terms of trying to change the direction of the car. You have to release the brakes for the tires then to work in the direction that you're pointing them. So that was kind of the issue there. He was releasing the brake, trying to get back at it. Zach Holden doing a pretty good job. It was an aggressive move down to the inside of turn number 1 that kind of went awry for the young driver out of Greenfield, Indiana. So they'll work their way back through. Let's give you an update when they come back around. Christian Rasmussen already defended from 1 restart. He'll have to do it again. The driver from Denmark and the number 6 for Jay Howard Driver Development. Tremendously consistent thus far. Colin Kaminsky's been able to hold back the challenges of Darren Keene, who now has his teammate Braden Eves back on him once again. That's first, second, third, and fourth. Hunter McElroy, we had said early, started 11th, benefiting by all these yellows to work his way up to P5. Great run here for Hunter McElroy. I expect him to go to work on Braden Eves next time because that's the championship. We're thinking championship right now as well as the pace car stays out on track. Braden Eves is your point leader. So all you really have to do is finish in front of Braden, and you're chipping away at that point lead. 5 victories already for Braden, so the lead's pretty significant right now, but you got to keep chipping away every race. Hunter McElroy behind Braden right now. He is going to do whatever he can to get by. He is not going to sit there in 5th. He's going to be super aggressive. And again, Michael, that's what Braden Eves knows. He knows that yesterday his 4th place finish was good for his points. He knows the top 5 finish here would be solid again. He has such a point lead, but I think he'd most definitely like to find his way back onto the podium.
We'll keep an eye on Hunter McElroy, who finished on the podium yesterday in that 3rd position. He is currently running 5th in that number 22 racing machine, trying to get around Braden Eves. I'll be interested to watch Darren Keene as well on this restart to see if Darren's able to do anything with Colin Kaminsky. We talked a couple of laps ago. Looked as if Colin was holding Darren up if he can get a good jump after having the pole position, dropping back to 3rd, see if he can reclaim at least 2nd place on this restart.
Jack Miller, one of the drivers, off as well. I believe that was over in turn number 5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jack Miller off. So both the Miller Venetiri Motorsports drivers are done. Jack Miller and Eduardo Barrichello are done for the day. Zach Holden done as well on that number 14 machine as he goes off in turn number 1, trying to make an aggressive move for 6 to the inside of Matt Round Garrido. So here is your top 10. Rasmussen, Kaminsky, Keene, Eves, and McElroy. Matt Round Garrido runs in 6th in the 27. Manuel Suleiman, the 2 D-Force drivers, 7th and 8th. Manuel Suleiman and Jack Crawford. Suleiman in the 12, Crawford in the 52. 9th is Christian Bogle, and 10th now Cameron Shields in the Newman Walks Racing, number 73. Rasmussen, pretty solid job on that last restart. Punched off essentially coming out of turn number 8, wasted no time. Pace car now coming through turns number 6 and 7.
Now, once Christian got the lead at the start of this race, I don't want to say checked out, but he's done a pretty fantastic job keeping that lead and pacing himself, getting about a half-second, full-second lead.
He led yesterday as well,
Yep.
but Darren Keene was able to make a move by. Here goes the pace car off into pit lane, so we're going back to racing. And again, Rasmussen's going to get on the throttle early out of turn number 8. No waiting at all.
He's on it.
You know what? I think that's the call. If you wait until turn number 10, you're going to give them the chance to draft you down the end of the straightaway. Get on the throttle early. Everybody else is still coming through the corner. Look at the gap. But a pretty good run here for Darren Keene. Keene right up on the gearbox to Kaminsky as well. He's got to make short order of it here. Oh, almost overcooks the corner. That was a braking issue there for Keene. Got too deep into turn number 1. Very luckily did not make contact with the back of Kaminsky into the braking zone. Held the turn in a little bit before. Still able to get on the throttle. He's right with him. Good exit of turn number 2. Keene going to try to make a move. They come down into turn number 3. Darren Keene. Does he get the pass done? He does not. Good battle further back as now Matt Round-Garrido continues to fight with Hunter McElroy. Best run we've seen out of Matt Round-Garrido, one of the top F1600 drivers. Oh, into the tap on the wall.
Yep.
One of the drivers getting crossed up coming through 5. Michael tapped the wall, both sides. Another driver. Is that McElroy?
That's Hunter McElroy.
That might have been McElroy. He is slowing coming out of turn number 7. Hunter McElroy, who ran 5th. That's the driver you're seeing right there. Contact. You can see the damage to the right front. He was the driver.
Yeah, Matt Round-Garrido were battling, and Hunter just snapped there at turn 5. That back end caught that right rear.
Indeed, as he came through turn number 5, if you're watching here, you could see the car just kind of shimmy out to the wall. First made right front contact, then right rear contact. Very slight, but enough to bend one of the A-arms here. Crazy battle further back.
Yeah, Matt Round-Garrido was battling down into turn number 3. Hunter was able to hold him off, but then got into turn number 5 and just let that drift out. We've seen a lot of that this race weekend.
Indeed. And, well, that's what this place is all about. You never know what can happen. As I say, peril around every corner if you're having an issue.
Oh.
There's the pass. Finally, Darren Keene aggressive to the inside of turn number 3. Keene takes the spot away from Kaminsky. Didn't quite get the full view of that one coming into 3, but Darren Keene, an aggressive move, had the inside line. I don't think Kaminsky wanted to give it up. All the drivers clean coming out of turn 3 over to turn number 4, but count Darren Keene back into second. Probably a little frustration there, starting to get impatient. Finally makes the move. Big lead there now for Christian Rasmussen. But now's the time, and with that gap, we start looking at lap times. Who's able to close back up? Cameron Shields, I believe, able to get by Christian Bogle last time through. Here come the leaders here across start-finish.
Keep your eye out, Braden Eaves. Braden Eaves is on the move now, trying to get around Colin Kaminsky as well. He is right there, half a car length behind Colin Kaminsky. Braden Eaves for position. That will be 3rd, battling with Colin Kaminsky.
Christian Rasmussen, your leader from Denmark in the J. Howard driver development number 6. A handful of wheel coming through turn number 1 that last time by.
There goes Eaves.
Yeah, here comes Eaves. He's going to go to the outside. Kaminsky's going to keep it to the inside. Let's go to the turn 3 camera. We're going to get the exit camera here. He's not quite able to get by. Kaminsky holding on to the inside.
Eaves is all over that rear wing of Colin Kaminsky.
Cameron Shields starting to dial things back in again. Shields had fallen back to 10th. He's now running now in the 8th position, trying to close up on Jack Crawford. We'll see if he's any quicker, as he was able to get by Christian Bogle on the last lap, so count Cameron Shields back up to 8th. Driver brought the yellow out late in the race yesterday, an incident over in turn number 8. Cameron, a winner at the Lucas Oil Raceway earlier this year with Newman Walks Racing, their first Road to Indy victory. Darren Keene trying to see if he can't reel in on Christian Bogle. The gap last time by 2.8 seconds. Let's have a look at lap times between first and second as they work their way down here. A 12.5 for Rasmussen, a 13.5 for Keene. Deep move to the inside. Kaminsky, that was Kaminsky's deep defensive move to the inside. Yeah, he's going to lose that spot. There goes Keene. Rather, there goes Eaves. I believe he crisscrossed about the exit of that corner, Michael.
He did. He took him to the inside, then went back to the outside, and that's when Kaminsky went all the way back down. Eaves then jumped in and got that pass.
Kaminsky's going to try to back on him here again. There's second. Kaminsky trying the outside line on Eaves. Does he have it? He does. Kaminsky, book it to the inside of turn number 4.
And Matt Round-Garrido is right there as well.
Great racing here. Look at it. Yeah, Matt Round-Garrido going at Braden Eaves. That's your point leader in the middle of a dust-up. Gloves are off here. The gloves are off. Hunter McElroy back, I believe, onto the racetrack from the pits. He's back in the 14th spot. But we got a battle here. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Here comes Suleiman in as well. Crawford and Shields. They're not leaving anything on the table here in Toronto. Colin Kaminsky. That was a fantastic response to the mistake he made over in turn number 1. Ran the inside line. Got over-undered by Braden Eves, but then came right back in turn number 3.
And fought him all the way through to turn 5. That was a great job.
Yeah, the gloves are off from 3 to 4 to 5. Kaminsky goes back to P3. Eves in 4th. Matt Round-Garrido sees an opportunity to potentially work his way up here to the podium as well, because that's the battle for the final rung on the podium. That's P3. That's the fight.
A good job by Braden Eves. I don't want to say thinking big picture right there, but he could have easily found himself in the tires or the wall. He allowed Matt Round-Garrido to get up there, but battled him out. That was tough and tight quarters through 5.
Yeah. Manuel Suleiman and Matt Round-Garrido going at it a little bit here. This is one of the ones you got to potentially kind of calm down a bit here. You watch it in front of you. Let's see what happens as these guys settle it in for the battle. Still 7 laps remaining. 13 minutes on the clock, so lots of time. Rasmussen, Keene, Kaminsky, Eves, Round-Garrido, your top 5. Suleiman in 6th spot. Crawford 7th. Shields 8th. Bogle 9th. And now Bruno Tomaselli up into the top 10. Braden Eves setting things back up again. Press that reset button and try to go back at it. Indeed, right back up on the gearbox once again. Matt Round-Garrido sitting there saying, boys, have at it.
Eves, nice run out of turn number 2. We'll see if he can tuck back in and get around Colin Kaminsky, the run down Lakeshore Boulevard.
He's close.
Yeah, he is.
Is he close enough? Because Kaminsky will probably run that inside line again. Let's see if we get that look. It's the exit shot here again from turn number 3. Can't get the job done. And again, Matt Round-Garrido only about 2 car lengths back as they get back on the power coming up the hill from 3 to 4. Man, what a battle for the final position on the podium. Rasmussen and Keene, identical lap times right now, 1:12.2 last time by, but it's a 3-second lead for Christian Rasmussen, trying to become the 5th different winner here in 2019 to join Keene, Eves, Shields, and McElroy.
If Kaminsky or Eves make a mistake, Matt Round-Garrido is right there.
Oh, no doubt.
Right there.
And he is ready to pounce. Matt Round-Garrido, a veteran of English F1600 racing, which is absolutely tremendous. Side-by-side racing, wheel-to-wheel, every race in F1600. So this guy's got the racecraft. Best we've seen him run so far with BN Racing.
I don't want to say Kaminsky's holding these guys up. I think they're just about even through there. Eves got around him, but Kaminsky still has a good car, good enough that he was able to get back around.
Hey, Colin's had a great season so far. We've seen him qualify on pole at the Oval. He qualified on pole at Road America as well. This Pabst Racing team, one of the best, and they are having a great battle. Look at that was Eves trying to go around the outside, and you can see a really aggressive steering input to see if he can get the car to rotate a little bit. Not quite enough, but they were side by side into the braking zone. And we know you have to be a little more than that if you want to climb back up the hill and beat your competitor over to turn number 4.
You have to force him right so you can run side by side.
You got to be able to pinch him down when you get through the exit there, because when you get back to the top of the hill, the turn 4 wall's right in your face. You have to make sure you have enough room to come across.
Eves looks to the inside at turn number 9.
First time we've seen someone try that. Looks to the inside at turn number 9. You got a really good run out of 8. Kaminsky, I think, got caught off a little bit by that. Eves right up on the gearbox now. And here comes the pass for Suleiman. Manuel Suleiman going side by side now with Matt Round-Garrido down to turn number 1. Into turn 1. Again, Suleiman can't get the job done on Matt Round-Garrido, and Eves up on the curb coming through turn 1. This is classic USF 2000 racing. The first rung of the Road to Indy presented by Cooper Tires.
4 to go. And there you see Braden Eves all over the rear gearbox of Colin Kaminsky. The battle down to 3.
Darren Keene turning his fast lap of 111.8 in P2.
Oh, Suleiman's right there.
Still, got to give that up. Yeah, that's the trouble right there coming through turn number 4. You got to give it up unless you're all the way around the outside. Suleiman, though, putting a ton of pressure, and he's got his teammate, Jack Crawford, right behind him. The rookie, the 14-year-old Jack Crawford, now running P7. Everyone's stacking up, I think, behind Kaminsky right now. You've got Shields now in there, Christian Bogle, Bruno Tomaselli. They're all nose to tail. Shields has closed up on Crawford as well. So Cameron Shields, the Aussie from Toowoomba, same hometown as Will Power, putting on the pressure. Braden Eves again on Kaminsky. We haven't even talked about the leader, Christian Rasmussen, or Darren Keane at all in the last couple of laps. Here goes Eves to the inside. Book it. He's through and into the wall. Kaminsky in the wall. Colin Kaminsky in the wall on the exit of turn number 1.
There might have been contact. They were going in side by side so deep, I wouldn't doubt if there was contact there.
So driver in the wall, we believe, on the outside of turn number 1 and 2. That's Colin Kaminsky in the 23 for Pabst Racing. They'll work their way down the straightaway. Indeed, full course yellow being shown here with just 3 laps to go. I cannot believe that we'll be able to go back to green with this one.
Nope,
we had the same thing yesterday, but they were able to clean it up quickly. Because that one, I think, was going to be a pretty high-speed contact. They were side by side coming through turn number 1. We're definitely going to get a chance to have a look at that on a replay, I believe. So when we do, we'll try to analyze a little bit. But Eves was all the way down to the inside. And, of course, Kaminsky didn't want to give it up. He was fighting tooth and nail for that position.
Braden did a good job getting alongside. And there's that little curve down there. And they go right out of our view where we were looking at turn number 1. Not saying that he got kicked over, but I can't imagine there wasn't contact.
Another shot. Here's a replay of one of the drivers coming way too deep down into turn. That's one of the Cape cars, potentially. That might have been Braden Eves off in turn number 3.
Wow.
Eves falls to 13th.
Does.
That was your point leader, overcooking it, trying to hold off Matt Round-Garrido. That's not the replay we were looking for, but we'll take it because
He's on pit lane.
Because that could be a turning point in this championship. Braden Eves is only chink in the armor. Unbelievable as Eves goes off, overcooks it down into turn number 3 just before the yellow flag came out. Eves into pit lane in the number 8 machine, probably flat spot of the tires. This puts Matt Round-Garrido up into 3rd, but Eves was the championship leader coming in. He will still be the leader. The gap was that big, but a 13th place finish potentially here for Braden Eves. Could be 14th, actually, because Hunter McElroy is going to come around.
So Colin Kaminsky back under power. He is now working his way down into turn number 8.
So they're able to push Kaminsky then out of the tires.
So much has just happened. We still might see a one-lap shootout before it's all said and done. There he goes.
Indeed. So Eves is coming back out, and you're right. We've got 2 laps to go. We're
going to see it.
We may go back to green. So will the pace car duck on off as they come out of turn number 8? We may find ourselves with a 1-lap battle. 23 laps down when they cross the stripe. It's either going to be white flag or green and white. We're going to see what happens. Christian Rasmussen, your leader. Keane second. Matt Round-Garrido up to 3rd. Suleiman now runs 4th. Crawford 5th. Shields in 6th. Bogle 7th. Tomaselli, Sundermurthy, and Reese Gold now up into the top 10.
What in the world happened with Braden Eves? Wow.
Well, a deep move down into turn number 3. Matt Round-Garrido trying to go around the outside. He just locked the brakes up. And as I said, 100% tire grip. That's all you have, and you have to level, go back and forth. He was full on the brakes.
And he just got done battling down in turn number 1 with Kaminsky. So
was there damage? But if there was contact, was there damage?
Here we go.
We're back at it, folks. You got to hold on to your seats. 1 more lap. Green flag flying. We'll go check her next time by. Can Darren Keane try anything here on Christian Rasmussen? Further back, it's a battle left and right. Field comes out at turn number 2. Down the back straightaway now. This will be the run down to turn number 3. Trouble there for Christian Bogle, the number 7 from 8th contact. He's got damage to the left front for Bogle. He'll fall to the tail of the field. Here they come down. Last run down to turn number 3. They'll work their way through. Nothing yet for Darren Keane. Not able to make the pass. He's still P2, which would be solid for Darren. I know he wants to win, but a big point haul because Eves is back in 12th. Drivers coming through turn number 5, the Cooper Tire corner. He's right up on top of him. Darren Keane's there, but not many places to pass from here through. Turn 8's a very sketchy pass. Keane might be happy holding on to second, but Rasmussen trying to score his first. Road to Indy victory.
Best battle back there for 4, Suleiman and Crawford.
Drivers coming out here. There's the first and second place drivers. Matt Round-Garrido holding on to 3rd. They'll work their way out of the final part of this racetrack. Can we get a drag race to the line? We may. Darren Keen's going to make the move. Coming across the line. Who's going to win this one? Christian Rasmussen. 5th winner in the 2019 season. Wow. Christian Rasmussen victorious on the streets of Toronto in the Cooper Tires USF 2000 Championship. The first win as well for Jay Howard Driver Development. Rasmussen from Denmark, a 1/10 of a second win over Darren Keen, who finishes first yesterday, second today. Braden Eves in 11th. This championship just got very, very interesting. Everyone closing up a bit here on the leader, Braden Eves.
What just happened? Wow, what a race.
I'd have to go back and look at a bunch of replays to tell you exactly what just happened there. Just so many storylines changed in that battle with Eves going at it with Kaminsky. He ends up in the barriers. Braden goes off at the end of the straightaway. We go full course yellow. 1 lap dash to the end. Rasmussen, congratulations to Christian. He comes home with the victory.
Did a great job. Darren Keen right there in second as well. Made a charge at the end. Matt Round-Garrido will round out the podium. Good battle with the teammates. Manuel Suleiman will come home 4th. Jack Crawford 5th. Cameron Shields 6th. Bruna Tomaselli, nice run for Bruna, 7th position.
Let's talk about Jack Crawford real briefly. I got to get down there for a pre-race for Indy Pro in about 5 minutes, as we're going to go right into the Indy Pro 2000 race. Jack Crawford, very first lap of the day, 8:05 in the morning. We see him right in front of us here, Michael, at our announcer's booth here. Car destroyed. He's limping. No track time at all in the opening session. They get the car fixed just for 1 lap in Friday afternoon qualifying, so he doesn't get into that session. Here's a driver who only got 3 sessions, 1 qualifier for race 2. Race number 1, he just finished P5. What a run for Jack Crawford in the number 52.
He finished 12th yesterday, starting from the back of the field.
Incredible.
So to get to where he was in 5th, that's a heck of a job.
And shout out to all 3 of our 14-year-olds making it to the top 10, staying out of trouble. Crawford in 5th, Reese Gold in 9th, and Nolan Siegel in 10th. Our youngest drivers staying out of trouble, getting the lap times they needed, all 3 of them coming home in the top 10.
Our OLG winner's circle just outside of the Enercare Center. If you come out of the Enercare Center, you'll see it on the ride. We'll celebrate with our top 3 finishers. Matt Round-Garrido 3rd, Darren Keen 2nd. Your winner, race number 2 for the USF 2000 Series, Christian Rasmussen. And we will get set for pre-race festivities, Indy Pro 2000. It's coming up next. Race day here at the Honda Indy Toronto.
First race win for me here at Toronto Race 2. Went very well. Managed to lead the race from start to finish. After the 2nd place yesterday, I knew that I had the speed and the pace to do better. So and managed to pull it off today. So very happy with that.